Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. Today, the forces of the Tyranid High Fleet face off against Urian Rakarth and Archon Skari in this ruined outpost. The hive mind has decided to come and consume all in its path, while the Drukhari must attempt to exact as much biomass as possible for more Coven creations. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. I'm here with Scott McCall, and he's brought his Tyranids, and we're going to have a battle report. You're all the way from?
Tillsonburg, Ontario.
Tillsonburg, Ontario. So you drove up and you've come to face the Drukhari.
Absolutely.
Oh, have you faced the Drukhari before?
Not too often, no.
Oh, very cool. I know, we're few and far between, except for now that the book is quite good. You brought some really cool super heavies. I'm really excited to play against them. And we're going to showcase your army. Make sure you check the link down below, because Scott does commission painting and he's got a studio. So make sure that you check him out, go over, have a like, and see what work he's done, because I really like your dioramas, all that stuff. It looks really cool. So let's take a look at the armies, let's take a look at the mission, and let's begin. But before that, do you have any things that you want to, any plans, anything that you just want to eat some stuff?
Just really hungry, So.
Good old Gribblies. Okay, let's begin. And here we have 2,000 points of Drukhari for the battle report. It's 2 detachments. We have a Prophets of Flesh battalion, that's a Coven battalion, led by Urian Rakarth himself. A Homunculus with an electrocorrosive whip. 6 Grotesques, big nasty Gribblies. 2 units of 9 racks with an Akathist with a Venom Blade. So that's 2 units of 9. 1 unit of 5 racks. To round it off, 2 units of 3 Talos. These guys are absolute beasts. Did work for me at the ETC. I'm excited to play them. They have chain flails, macro scalpels. To round it off, we have a spearhead detachment, heavy support stuff, with Archon Skari himself with his Venom Blade, his Splinter Pistol, his Labyrinthine Cunning. He has the Writ of the Living Muse relic. 3 triple disintegrator Ravagers follow him into battle. 2 Razorwing jet fighters, one with disintegrator cannons and a splinter cannon, one with lances and twin rifles, and last but not least, the trusty Raider. And that is 2,000 points. I'll also be taking this up to the capital city Bloodbath, a 110-person major grand tournament for the ITC. Very excited to see how this list does. But let's take a look at the Tyranids. And here we have 2,000 points of Tyranids. Scott has brought his army down, and it looks awesome. There's a broken Bane Blade. Well, make sure you stay tuned for the showcase of the army and Scott's commission paint studio, so check the link down below for that video. But Scott, what have you brought in the army to face the Drukhari today?
Well, today we've got 2,000 points of Tyranids, their High Fleet Leviathan. We got a formation of 3 super heavies. All 3 are Silent Hierodules, also Leviathan. Then we got a Flying Hive Tyrant with a Barbed Strangler, I believe, and the Reaper of Obliterax. We also got a Malanthrope there to provide a -1 to hit bubble on pretty much the whole army, and the Swarm Lord to throw things around.
I love it. So that's 2,000 points of beat you up and eat you gribbly bugs.
Pretty much.
Okay, let's go on to mission and deployment. Okay, so we're playing Cleanse and Capture, the basic Maelstrom of War mission. So we're going to go now, we're going to put some objectives down, and then we're going to do some deployments. We don't know what deployment style is, but it is 3 Maelstrom cards each, and we're just going to have some fun with that. Okay, let us know down below, who do you think will smash the most stuff? Will it be the Tyranids smashing stuff, or the Coven Taloses smashing stuff? We'll start a poll right now. Check out down below. Okay, another thing I want to do, I am going to be giving away a grass mat. I'm going to be giving away a grass mat at the end of August, so early September. The way that you enter to get the grass mat will be me telling you how to do it at the end of this video. Haha! The hook. But if you've watched this video and you do what I tell you at the end, you could win this grass mat shipped to you anywhere in the world from gamemat.eu. So if you want a really cool grass mat, stay tuned and enjoy the battle report. Okay, we put the objectives down. Of course, the webway has to be important. So that's important. The oasis with the ruined Lehman Russ is important. The depot, the weapons cache depot. We've also got the Mechanicum Foundry, that's important. The entrance to the bunker and one of the Administratum buildings back here. So 6 Maelstrom of War objectives. Scott, would you like to roll to see who gets the deployment side?
Roll this one?
Yeah, whichever one you want.
There we go.
Hiya! I rolled a 1. Oh!
So did I.
Oh no! Let's try that again. I rolled another 1.
We're off to a great
You
start.
can't make this up, folks. I rolled a 4. Ah, that is a very bad word. Okay. Great for the children. Okay, so Scott's gonna pick his deployment zone, and then we'll be back with deployment. Okay, so deployment, Scott, is Spearhead Assault.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pointy hammer and anvil, which is what I like calling it. Which side would you like? And then I start deploying.
I shall start on this side.
Ooh, so this side with the Foundry, of course, the Drukhari coming out of the webway portal to face the Tyranid threat. So I'm going to start deploying, and let's get this party on the road. And so we start with the deployment. And we went back and forth, but his deployment was very straightforward. Malanthrope in the middle, surrounded by big creatures. Because he didn't have any shooting really, I was able to deploy pretty much all of my forces, and my biggest thing was to just create some layers that he would have to chew through in order to get to the heavy-hitting Talos and the Grotesques. And the forces are deployed. Look at that mess. Look at that mess of Tyranids.
Big pile of synergy right there.
Big pile of synergy. Okay, so they'll have a 6-up feel no pain if they're close to a synapse creature. The Malanthrope gives a -1 hit. They move 12 inches. They can be boosted 24 inches. They have lots of attacks. They hit hard. They have a flamer breath weapon. So my flyers are scared. My flyers don't want to be anywhere near you. Rippers over here. Rippers over here. And
Rippers in reserve.
1 unit, so you have 3 units of Rippers. 1 more unit of Rippers in Deep Strike. These guys are just ready to just rush at me, essentially. I've put layer of Rax, layer of Grotesques, 2 units of Talos, Urian Rakoth in the middle, 3 Ravagers surrounding Skari, 1 Razorwing there, 1 Razorwing here, and in Deep Strike, Screaming Jets Reserve, I have Homunculus, Raider, and 9 Rex. So they're going to be deep striking. Okay, well, oh my goodness. This is going to be a slobberfest. I love it. So let's roll to see who goes first, my friend. You did finish deploying first.
Yes.
So you do get the +1.
Here we go.
Okay. I don't know what you rolled.
A 2.
A 2.
3.
That's a 3. Oh, will you be able to roll better than a 3? Hiya! I do!
He does.
I will I will try and go first.
I will try to see.
You will? Ooh,
This
is the drum roll moment right now. Oh, another 2. Throw that dice away.
I know.
You're out of here. Okay, so with that, the webway hums into existence, and the Drukhari take the first turn. Now we are playing Maelstrom of War, so Maelstrom of War cards are in a play, and we're not playing ETC, so I get to use my special Drukhari Maelstrom of War cards, and I will be right back. Okay, so deck is cut. Scott, have a fantastic game, my friend.
Let's do this.
Let's start with Vect, essentially, telling me to secure objective number 4. Ha-ha! To secure objective number 5. Okay, a little bit harder. And 2, there is no escape. Score 1 point if at least one enemy unit that was completely on or within terrain at the start of the turn was destroyed. Okay, well that'll be an interesting one. There's not much area terrain here. Might have to throw that one away. Okay, on to turn 1. And with that, it was my turn to go first. So, essentially I had to pick one of the big guys and try and focus as much as I could against it, and generate a screen with the racks, and essentially hope that he would just jump into the racks and kill them, or not kill them. And all the shooting was relatively ineffective, but it was about me maneuvering to then play to the second turn, which was going to be more important. Okay, turn 1 for the Drukhari. Dun dun dun! I did 8 wounds of damage to that one out of 23 wounds. 22 wounds. So he's got 14 left? Yeah, 14 left. He passed 4 out of 4 6-up saves for one of my Ravagers doing damage, which was awesome. So he's still okay and ready to rock and roll. I've just kind of moved up in the screen. I'm securing objective number 4. And I will be getting rid of no escape, because that's very hard to do, especially if he just decides to stay out of cover, and that's pretty pointless for me. Okay, so I'm going to keep objective 5, and with that, we move on to the Tyranid turn. Ooh, fancy stuff. Turn 1, Tyranids. Okay, so turn 1 for the Tyranids, and the Hive Mind is giving you 3 things to do. Hold the line, which you can't do on the first turn, which is sad. Ooh, that's a Tyranid one. Devour. Kill something in the fight phase. If you kill 3 things in the fight phase, get D3. If you kill 6 things in the fight phase, you get a lot more than D3. Cool. And secure 1, which is right here. So the Hive Mind has been kind.
There we go.
Okay, so on to Tyranid turn 1. Lots of Gribblies about to hit the lines. His first turn was a lot more straightforward. Run up, get the Swarm Lord to boost one of the big guys, maneuver around, kill some stuff, and then charge in. Luckily, his charge and shooting didn't really finish anything off. He damaged the racks, but the biggest mistake he made was overextending his line and allowing me to essentially kill 2 things without support. Okay, the Tyranids are stuck in. They basically just advanced forward. So, this Warlord guy is technically right here, but he went to smack some of the racks. They've killed 7, so there's 2 racks left, and I auto-passed their morale. Oh, shoot. Do I get any of my CPs back? No. The Grotesque took a pounding from the Flamer. Just like, I lost, I think, 3 Grotesques from the Flamer.
Oh, yeah.
But I only lost 1 in combat, because their invulnerable saves all of a sudden turned on. It was great. Urien got in. I remembered his little mortal wound aura this time, but the feel no pain aura saved the Hydral. So, what did you score this turn, my friend?
I scored secure objective 1.
Okay, he's secured objective 1. He didn't kill anything.
No, nothing
in
died.
the combat. It was
died.
very close, but nothing. No dice, no
Yep.
cigar.
And then this one I misread, so I can't be fully within it. And Devour, I didn't kill anything, so I couldn't devour anything.
Okay, are you going to get rid of any of your cards?
Yes, I will get rid of Hold the Line because I want to be over here.
That's smart,
so.
because I have a deep striking raider that might pop up in your backfield at some point. And with that, we move on to the second turn for the Drukhari. And I have Secure Objective 5 still in play, which is back here. I get 2 more cards. I have, haha, Psychological Warfare. Ooh, those Ripper Swarms better be afraid. And Defend Objective 2, which is the Webway, which makes a lot of sense considering there's a giant Tyranid meat wall charging up at me. So hopefully they don't get to it in time. Okay, moving on to turn 2. So this was the Drukhari turn 2, and my biggest move was putting the planes right in front of his 2 Hierodules so they were unable to move through that center bottleneck. That allowed me to deal with his Warlord Flyerant and the other Hierodule with most of my army with enough time to not have the retaliation of the other 2 units coming to me next turn, which really helped relieve the pressure against my army. Okay, so end of turn 2. Lots of fun stuff has happened. I've used the Razor Wings to block off the 2, so they have to go around the buildings now. I killed this one, and then I charged everything into the Catalysted Warlord, and right at the end, he made 6 out of 8 Catalyst saves to keep the Warlord alive with 2 wounds remaining. Couldn't have asked for a better result. I had their Alliance of Agony, so they have +1 hit on turn 2. They were Paroxysm, so they hit at the end, but they passed all their invul saves. Urien moved back, and then I used Cruel Deception for the Grotesque so they could charge back in. I also used 2 points for Black Cornucopians, brought these guys back, and I've deep struck my Raider in the backfield with a Homunculus. So I am currently defending Objective 2. I'm going to get rid of Psychological Warfare, because that's pretty useless at this stage. And we're moving on to Tyranid. Turn 2. Oh my goodness. Many shenanigans will happen. So he's got Devour, which is kill something in combat. And he's got 2 more cards coming up. So what shall the Hive Mind tell him to do? We've got Swarm, another Tyranid one. Control more objectives than your opponent. Blood and Guts, kill something in combat. Well, that's very fitting considering the list that you've brought. Okay, moving on to the next turn. Because of the move that I had made, Scott was in a very precarious position. He had to essentially throw his Swarm Lord into the fray, once again splitting up his force, his heavy hitters, into multiple waves, being that the Razor Wings just sat there. Now, another thing was one of my Razor Wings failed to die, which means I was then going to be able to just block him even further by jumping up a unit of Talos next turn and doing it all over again. Okay, wow, what a beatstick stuff. I have killed the Warlord, but a Talos exploded and did wounds to things. The Warlord exploded and his death throws did wounds to things. Yeah. This unit is paroxysmed. This unit is horrid of the Talos. Urien has taken 2 wounds from exploding like monsters. Yeah. This Razor Wing survived with 2 wounds left, even though he like shot at it and charged it. But you do get Blood and Guts, and you get Devour for 2 points. Yep. Awesome. I do get Warlord, and I successfully defended Objective 2. So I still have Secure Objective 5, and right now, so what I've done is I was able to stop these guys from jumping in and giving me hassle, but now they have to fly away, and then these guys are going to run in and eat me. So let's see what happens. I still have the Talos are the big deal. They do a lot of work. So let's see if they can survive. Swarmy has taken a few wounds thanks to the chain flails, just putting a bunch of wounds on him since he failed Catalyst, but he's beaten them up. Okay, So I have secure objective 5, and the Vect has asked me to get behind enemy lines. Hooray! The Raider is well positioned for that. And domination! Secure every objective on the table.
You got the unit count for it.
Yeah, I do. I think it might not be this turn, but it's definitely something I could potentially do. Okay, let's move on to the next turn.
Actually, these are like identical.
Okay, so he's got 2 of those, and he also got Swarm, because he has 1, 2 objectives, 3 objectives to my 1. So he actually got 3 points this turn. Okay, cool. So now we're moving on to the Drukhari turn 2. Oh no, to 3. Turn 3. Wow, it feels like it's been such a long game since we've beaten each other up. So this has been great. So bringing my Razorwings back to my field was an important aspect, but I really needed to essentially slow down Swarmlord as much as possible. Really sending Urien in there was a bit of a mistake, as I found out, but my biggest priority was with the Talos, killing that -1 to hit bubble, and creating another screen in that bottleneck that the big Hydrils weren't able to walk through. We are back after turn 3. I get behind enemy lines with 3 units, Homunculus, Rax, and a Raider. So that's D3 points for a grand total of 1 point. I also am going to get rid of... you know what? I'm going to keep them just for fun. Do I want to? No, I'm going to get rid of Domination. I think that's... It's very unlikely for me to get. It's doable, but it's going to be very hard for me to get. I'm going to keep secure objective 5. And I start behind enemy lines. Coolest thing about this turn, I killed the Maelstrom. I went into... I tried to get the Rax into charge. The Swarm Lord. They failed their charge. Urien jumped in. Took 2 wounds because he was a boss. But then he spent a command point and Implant attacked him. And he took 1 extra mortal wound, and Urien died with an Implant attack, which is a cool little 1-point stratagem. An extra mortal wound to something you've wounded. Urien didn't feel so good, and then his chest exploded. The Taloses are fine, but they put 3 extra wounds on Swarmy with their chain flails. I've created another wall with the Talos, but they're probably going to die to a giant attack, and I shot 8 wounds off of that Hierodule. But now we're moving on to Tyranid turn 3, and you got all your cards last turn. So what are your cards this turn?
What does the Hive Mind say to do?
He says, Crush! Man, you've gotten all your Tyranid ones, which are great.
Secure objective 2 and behind enemy lines.
Okay, so behind enemy lines, you actually, if he survives, you'll get it. Objective 2 is the Webway Gate. Very fitting that they've asked you to crush the Webway Gate. And what is crush?
It says, score 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit was completely destroyed this turn, and the last model in the enemy unit was slain by an attack made by a Tyranid monster or a Tyranid unit of more than 10 models. So there's a good chance that's going to be
crush stuff. Okay, so kill a unit and make sure that it's a monster that kills a unit.
Make sure it's really
just crush it. Okay, I love it. Okay, moving on to the next turn. So, I sacrificed a unit of Talos, and essentially, he was just going to crush them with the big guys, but he needed to push through. It's going to take pretty much his whole army to do. And the 2 Taloses held the Swarmlord up. Taloses are fantastic, so in combat, I lost another Talos. Essentially, he was in a hard spot. Yeah, he did get Maelstroms and everything was going that way, but just tactically, it was very hard for him to regain the initiative in the game. As you can see, the Taloses are dead. And there's only 1 left. The Coven has been smashed aside by the battering ram that are these monstrous beasts. They're like knights without the invulnerable saves. It's kind of cool. How many points are they?
410 each.
Oh, it's not bad. It's decent. Yeah. Considering they do d6 damage a pop, lots of attacks, they flame weapon. They're not terrible. They need an invulnerable save to really make them excellent. But that -1 to hit actually does help them as well. Okay, so Swarmlord took 2 more wounds. You did crush me. You crushed.
Yeah.
So you get how many points for crush? 1?
Just 1.
1 point for crush. You get 1 point for behind enemy lines because he's in my deployment zone.
Yeah.
And are you going to get rid of objective 2?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that's 2 more points. So, That was the end of turn 3. Let's do a quick point recap. Let's count our points. I currently have First Blood and Warlord, and I have 4 Maelstrom cards. So defend, and then 2 secure. Behind me. Oh, that was 1 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 points. How many points do you have? You have 2 that you just got right now.
And I got 1,
3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 to 6. It is a draw at the moment. Okay. Moving on to turn 4. Vect has ordered me to Supremacy, so hold any 3 objectives. And 2, Witch Hunter. Kill a Psyker. Death and doom!
Uh-oh.
I'm coming for you! He's got what? 4 wounds left?
Yep.
4 wounds left. Okay, and he's Catalyst right now, so it's definitely a good time to be alive. Okay, moving on to the next turn. This turn I had one thing I wanted to get done. Kill Swarmlord. Had to kill Swarmlord because of the moving I'd done with the jets. I was able to get them back to the Warlord to get rerolls with the Writ and with the Archon's reroll 1s. So I got the racks into the Swarmlord, and I was even able to take out the second of his big beasties without the -1 to hit. So that, all in all, everything started coming to plan. Okay, turn 4 has come and gone. So we had the Rex and the Homunculus charge in and kill 1 unit of Rippers and hold that objective in the back. The Homunculus did take a wound, though, from those Rippers over there. I was able to kill 1 Hierodule with shooting, because I was able to get 6 wounds on it with a Dark Lance, which was awesome, and then a lot of Disintegrator shots fired at it. I did fall back my Talos to get objective 4, and then I shot as much as I could at the Swarmlord, and then the Rax charged in and finished the Swarmlord off, giving me Witch Hunter. So I did get Supremacy for D3 points. Hiya! For a 3.
Damn.
Canadian flag! And I got Witch Hunter for a point, bringing my total up. And I do still have secure objective 5 with some racks in the backfield and my Raider. I will be keeping it as an almost secured point. So what will the Tyranids do? It's looking grim for the Tyranids now, since my firebase is largely unhindered. I essentially moved the Razorwings back and moved them in so I could be within the Archon reroll bubble, essentially making their shooting more effective. Okay, Tyranids, Gribblies, turn 4. And you get 3 cards.
Yes.
3 more cards! Witch Hunter, which you have to redraw. So, secure objective 5, which your Rippers already have. So that's a free point. Area denial, so having no enemy units within 6 inches of the center of the board, or within 12, so that's pretty much a free point. And your Warlord...
He's dead, so he can't...
yeah, so just redraw that one, because you can't physically do it. Because your Warlord died.
Yes, he did.
Secure objective 6. That one.
That's going to be tough.
Where Archon Skari is happily standing.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the next turn. Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. This happened to be a very quick turn. Tyranids move up, kill some racks, gets into position with some objectives. Bim, turkey done. He was able to get the objectives and continue to fight for that Maelstrom win. Well, that was quick, she said. No, I'm just kidding. So the Scythe Hierodule jumped in, murdered the racks, and then consolidated around, like he swung around to take objective 6. No! So he takes objective 6, he gets D3 points for having no one within 12.
Here it is.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, 2.
I'll take it.
Drum roll, thank you. Thank you, that's my son, Olivier. Here's your drum roll. So that's, and secure objective 5.
Yep.
So you've gotten, so end of turn 4, let's take a recap. How many points do you have so far in the turn?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And objective 6.
Which
10, which you get.
I get this, and it says control, but you've got control of it too.
I don't. The flyers can't take objectives.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
You
So
have that
10.
one too.
That's right.
So how many? 10?
Yep.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have First Blood and Warlord, 9, 10. So it's still a tied game. Moving on to turn 5, and I still have Secure Objective 5. I also have Fear and Terror. Get an enemy to fail a morale test. Oh, I wish I would have had it this turn, as the Rippers fail their morale test. And Scour the Skies. Kill something that flies. There's nothing that flies, so we'll redraw that to no prisoners. Kill something in my turn. If I kill between 3 and 5, it's D3 points. So if I kill everything you have left on the board, it's D3 points, but I guess that would be a win anyway. Okay, Scott. Let's continue to the next turn. So I maneuver a few things this turn. Essentially move the jet fighters up so then they can deal with Rippers if I need to later. And everything just fired into the Hierodule. That was my biggest priority. The last big beastie. With all the disintegrator shots that I did, the Ravagers finally did some work. And with that, the Tyranid army was completely and utterly annihilated. And turn 5 has come to an end. The disintegrators turned on their high power, and I shot a lot, and I just nuked it. Like, 2 of the Ravagers did 8 damage each. Yeah. They just 16 damage from the Ravagers. Boom. That went down really quickly. And then I finished off both the Ripper Swarms. And with that, I did get the points, but that would be a major victory for the Drukhari. Thank you very much for coming down, Scott.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have any final comments at the end of the game?
His strategy using the jets to segregate my army from my Warlord, my Soul Lord, and then all my stuff back here worked beautifully. It really slowed down my advance, choked my initial push, and really underestimated how much firepower those things dish out. All in all, fantastically fun game.
It was great. Thanks a lot for coming down. Make sure you check out Scott's painting and his YouTube channel. He does commission painting, so check out, message him to get a quote for your stuff. Check the link in the description down below. And of course, you guys have been very patient. How do you win this beautiful, beautiful board? And I will ship it to you anywhere in the world. So, to enter, if you're a Patreon, you get entered automatically, because Patreons are amazing. And if you leave a comment down below saying if you were to get anything painted by a professional painter, what would it be? Would it be a single model? Would it be an army? And explain why. And I'm going to compile all the responses, and if you have liked this video, shared the video, gone to like Scott's Facebook page, we'll enter you in a draw. I will do the draw the first week of September, and I will ship it to you anywhere in the world. So to recap, make sure you like Scott's Facebook page, make sure you comment down below with with what model you would commission paint if you had the means to do it, and why. Other than that, or be a Patreon as well. Paching! Huge shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I am Skari, your grateful host, and this has been Scott. Haha! I like that t-shirt. It's a great t-shirt. Thanks a lot, guys. And this is Say Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Hi, that is my 6-year-old son, Olivier, and he's going to be a gamer. Ha ha ha. Okay. I'm Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out.